The Oklahoma City Thunder are one win away from their first NBA championship since 1979, when they were the Seattle SuperSonics after a back-and-forth finals here in the 2025 edition. The Indiana Pacers, however, are at home and have the opportunity to send the finals to a Game 7 for the first time in 9 years. Yet the biggest concern is about Tyrese Haliburton's health. He's a straight right calf and is planning to play through the pain. Hello everyone, I am Alex Nava. Welcome to Game 6 of the 2025 NBA Finals. So you go on, there are several news sources up and around showing everything of recent news happening around between both the NHL and NBA. However, what we're focusing on now is Game 6. Haliburton was a game-tying decision heading into this match as destroying his right calf in Game 5. But the team put him through a strength test during a team walkthrough a few hours before the match, where head coach Rick Carlisle said he came through well. And during warmups, he wore a gray compression sleeve on his right leg, just below his knee. He's been dealing with this injury throughout this series, but the calf strain worsened in Game 5 despite playing 34 minutes. He did not score a field goal. He tied a playoff career low of 4 points during the loss. The Pacers have passed the ball 598 more times than the Thunder through 5 games, a difference of 120 passes per game. Ball movement is a huge part of their offense, and OKC's aggressive defense will make them move the ball more. The Thunder have had 31 more shooting opportunities than the Pacers over 5 games. The Pacers have actually done better with their shooting opportunities, but OKC has won the possession game throughout. 26 fewer turnovers and 9 more offensive rebounds. The Thunder have recorded 229 steals in the playoffs, 23 more than any other team in the 52 postseasons that steals have been recorded. Alex Caruso, their leader in steals, ranks just 27th among players over those 52 years. Let's get Ian Genge on board here. How are we doing tonight?
Dude, your post has had me rolling for the past I think that is the first time I've ever seen you type a post that started with the phrase "my brother in Christ."
I can't remember what was the last time, but man, I know I had to because Skip Bayless for his. I mean, it's 50. Hindsight's 2020, but come on, Skip Bayless is acting here as if he didn't found ring culture.
Yeah, and oh man, let's see. What else was there to do before tip off? Oh yeah, and now for everyone's new favorite barrel full of laughs. Everybody laugh at the Oilers.
Come on. 8 years for Trent Frederick?
8 years at. Remind me again what the AAV was.
I was expecting $3 million, but $4 million. Stan Bowman, you better hope this doesn't turn into Pierre Engvall 2.0.
Wait, 8 years at $4 million? And wait. You gave that much to Trent Frederick, and yet you allow Ryan Donato to go back to the Blackhawks?
Donato was the guy who wanted on Edmonton if they wanted to compete. Contract negotiations in Chicago between Donato and Chicago were at a standstill. I guess they figured something out. Oh, man. And, of course, the Oilers had to find ways not only to trade Darnell Nurse, but I can argue they also had to trade all of Evander Kane, Adam Henrique, and Stuart Skinner.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Because I get Nurse, that's the obvious, and of course, any trade involving Nurse is going to hurt, but a Kane trade should have a return package for Kane is going to be just one draft pick. It's going to be small because That's the cancer tax that the Oilers are going to have to pay. Henrique, I feel he's going to get something more. Skinner, I see him being used as part of a trade package to get either John Gibson or Thatcher Demko.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Ooh. You get the starting lineups here at Indiana. But in all likelihood, both starting lines are going to remain the same as Game 5. Where OKC is going to get the Thunder. They're going to have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Lucian Stewart, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein. How about Jalen Williams in Game 5? 40 points in the victory. And he's earning high praise from Scottie Pippen. Oh, they're getting Lose Yourself by Eminem playing over around a Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Well, I know that's ironic because Eminem's from Detroit and he's a Detroit sports fan. But then again, Eminem is one of the best rappers of all time. So, kind of fair to be honest. Well, there is a storm over the background where I'm at. I guess you could say the Thunder, the Oklahoma weather has arrived. Well, minus the tornadoes. Well, then the Midwest has known tornadoes, to be fair. Of course, here is showing Miles Turner chanting Indy right in front of Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Here in Game 6 of the NBA Finals. Here's what's at stake. The Thunder win tonight, they're champions. The Pacers win tonight, and it'll go to Game 7 on Sunday. It'll be the first Game 7 in the NBA Finals in 9 years when LeBron James had the iconic block that was exactly 9 years ago to this very day. It feels amazing that it just doesn't feel real that it's been this long. But now we're concerned about Haliburton and his health because he has that strained right groin. Ooh. He's not going to be at 100%. But as we know, the Pacers and he know that he's going to be playing through all sorts of pain with his right groin. This is a team that doesn't quit. But if he is clearly not at 1%, and if he is playing hobbled and his impact is minimized, then there's the feeling that the Pacers should go with TJ McConnell for more minutes. He should be playing more than the 22 minutes that he got in Game 5. He had that big third quarter. Though I also want to wonder, could he see extended minutes in Game 6? More than the 22 minutes he got. He should be the first option off the bench alongside Obi Toppin. Of course, as with that all said, the Pacers are going with the same starting five. Tyrese Haliburton, Andrew Nembhard, Aaron Nesmith, Pascal Siakam, and Miles Turner on the starting five. So the bench unit. You still there, Ian?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask that. So because Haliburton is playing hurt, and if he can't go for it throughout this game in extended stretches, do you feel that McConnell gets more than the 22 minutes he got in Game 5?
Most likely.
Because I have that same feeling too. That TJ McConnell, he was playing lights out in that third quarter. If it's... Oh boy. Yeah, there is a thunderstorm in the background where I'm at. So, of course, I'm going to be here as long as I can here. Don't worry. I am safe because I'm not nearby any windows. So, we had the starting lineups already introduced. Game 1, Haliburton hits the game winner. Game 2, Caruso and Wiggins step up off the bench. Game 3, Benedict Mathurin at 27 points. Game 4, SGA with 15 points in the final 4:38. And in Game 5, J-Dub taking over for a 40-point night. And the hope is that for the Thunder that they close this out here in Game 6 on the road at Indianapolis, here at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. The Pacers want to send this to a Game 7. It's that close. The Denver Nuggets have forced the Oklahoma City Thunder back to their home for a Game 7, where the Thunder demolished the Nuggets all throughout Game 7 on a blowout victory. There's not been a blowout victory here in this finals. It wins Haliburton's average 20.8 points per game and 10.4 assists per game. And losses, that number drops to 12.6 points per game and less than 5 assists. 12.6 points per game and less than 5 assists per game. And we know he's hurt. But what could be what is his final home game of the season, he is dapping up his teammates. Of course, the Pacers faithful are going to bring the energy all throughout the night. And once the final buzzer sounds, no matter if it is a win or a loss, this Pacers team is going to be saluting this crowd for a magical season. This team, in which it's captured the hearts of many all throughout Indianapolis and surrounding areas throughout the state of Indiana. Miles Turner and Chet Holmgren are at center court for the opening tip-off. Our officials for tonight's game are Zach Zarba, Tony Brothers, and David Guthrie. Isaiah Hartenstein's also out there right next to Aaron Nesmith. OKC with the first possession. Here we go. Do or die for Indiana. Win. And the championship is theirs for OKC. Hartenstein brings it out for J-Dub. Chet moving it up down the paint. Can't lay it up. Hartenstein puts it back on the rebound. He has the opening deuce on the layup inside. Nembhard is going to have a huge game if he were to get the Pacers to victory. SGA almost stole it away, but it goes out of bounds. Indiana will keep Haliburton, who's been playing through that strained groin on his right leg. A car crash over at the paint. One on top of one another as Hartenstein, Siakam, and Turner were one on top of one another. So we're going to have to sort this all out. This Hartenstein, it's an away from the play foul. So it'll be 2 free throws upcoming. Or free throw for Indiana. So it's an away from the play foul. The free throw is good from Haliburton. And because it is an away from the play foul on the inbound attempt, you automatically get a free throw here and you keep possession in doing so. Haliburton looks towards the left corner. Nesmith inside for Turner. Turner sparks out. Gets it off. Roll it out. Chet, the rebound. Gets it to Shea. Down to the near side. Through the logos, he shifts right. Splits the gap in between. Has it knocked away. Nembhard picks it up. Over to Haliburton. Haliburton will fire this three-pointer. In and out. And it'll be Chet the rebound. Has Hartenstein right next to him. Holmgren moves up right wing. Siakam watching him one-on-one. Then it's over to Hartenstein. J-Dub coming up a 40-point night. He's going to have to do something big here to open things out. The step back three on the way. Can't knock it down. Rebound loose. And Hartenstein shoved one of the Pacers. We stay going here. 1:10 gone here in this first quarter. Siakam kicks it out right corner. Turner puts one up. Short. Fight for the rebound. Dort touched it. It goes out of bounds. So stay with the Pacers. He could not secure the rebound. But he'll stay put on this court. We go 5-on-5 up and throughout. That's been the situation. That's been every basketball possession 5-on-5. Right corner free for Nesmith. Too far. Jalen Williams securing the rebound up for SGA. The Thunder 1 for 3. The Pacers 0 for 4 to start off this game. Number 2 on number 2. Nembhard sticking with SGA for the screen. Shea lost it to Siakam. Over the near side, opposite side to Hallie. Tyrese Haliburton steps back out of it with Hartenstein on his face. Does he put on a move here? Of course, he's not at 1%. He's driving down, though. Puts one up. Too far. Hartenstein deflected away. But it was last touched by the Pacers. I thought it was last touched by the Thunder. The official saw something that we didn't. Williams, moving it down the middle. Naismith is watching him. Chet gets open. Breaks free onto the right side. Almost lost it. On the right corner. Through the hash marks. Puts one up and hooks it through. 4-1 OKC. That's a hockey score. Or a baseball score for that matter. Siakam. He is watched by Williams. All the way for Turner. Miles Turner drives down the lane. He's fouled on the way in by Holmgren. On the inside. So he's going to shoot 2 on the way back. Already 2 different scores for the Thunder. So that size is one to look out for between Turner and Chet Holmgren on the one-on-one battle. Hartenstein as well. Turner, short on the first free throw. He'll get another opportunity though. Chet, looking to be an NBA champion in just his second season in the playoffs. But on the ball, off the ball, he's been so good. Turner sinks the second one. Inbounded in for J-Dub, who will look through the middle. OKC leads this best-of-7 series 3-2. Dort setting the screen for Williams. Williams with a crossover on Naismith. He lays this one up. First points of this game. Third different score for the Thunder. Already they're showing that versatility. They're 3 of 5. Halley down in the right hash. Bounced out and secured by Hartenstein. Can we see a fourth different score for the Thunder early? Dort will look. Back for Williams. J-Dub watched. Down the left hash. J-Dub. Nice defense by Aaron Naismith. 2:53 gone in this first quarter. But a move by Williams as he gets the pick and roll. A shift on Naismith. And right down the lane gets this one through the glass. Hartenstein heads off left corner. Naismith watches onwards. Screen from Hartenstein. That allows J-Dub to slam it down. Already, he's on a tear. Rick Carlisle is tired of having these buckets from J-Dub after seeing the masterclass they dropped in Game 5. He's going to call a timeout. Good defense. But Isaiah Hartenstein boxed out Naismith that allowed him to get a lane. We'll be right back here from Indianapolis in a moment. Alex Caruso and Ian Genge with you. So, Ian, I also want to mention about something else around the NHL as we're going onwards with this commentary. Dallas is in their cap crunch, and they are bringing back one player, but they trade away another in the midst of their cap crunch. Matt Duchene, 4 years, $4.5 million per. Mason Marchment to Seattle of all places. The consensus was Toronto or Utah, but this was one of the moves that we anticipated. We just didn't believe that Marchment was going to Seattle.
Well, you know what? Tree noted it too. I mean, Dallas locked themselves into cap hell by giving those contracts to Dumba and I believe it was also Babushkin.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, they didn't have a choice because they chose to pay guys who had a few good years, but now they're stuck with their declining years.
Yep. And now if you're Jim Nill, you have to find ways to move on from Dumba and Labushkin if you want to retain everyone else. But you also, that's not the only dilemma that's facing Nill. There's another one. Between Robertson and Harley. I imagine Thomas Harley stays, but if this is the case, there's no way they're keeping Jason Robertson if they're keeping Thomas Harley. It's one or the other. Because they're both RFAs next summer. And if you're the Stars, you might have to move on from Robertson if you're going to keep Harley. And I think you absolutely have to keep Harley at this point.
Yeah.
And as for Duchesne, it's nice value for this Dallas to keep him at $4.5 million per year. Yet, my only concern about Duchesne is the term on it. 4 years, yet he's in his mid-30s. I mean, it's a fair deal, but sometimes father time comes knocking on the doorstep.
Yeah, and the other point is the the other thing you have to look at it is that Dallas, despite all the moves they made, they couldn't get it done, and now, when we were talking about it, this was kind of their last shot. They were in the same boat as Edmonton.
Yeah. I know Edmonton may have it a little better because the obvious is to trade Nurse, but I have big suggestions for the Oilers if they were to keep the contention window alive. We're back here, though. The Thunder have made 4 of their first 7 shots. The Pacers have missed their first 6. First substitutions here as moved up around Nembhard. No, the starting 5s are on the floor. It's a free pointer missed. And already the only points scored by the Pacers have been on free throws. SGA towards the left, Hartenstein on the dish. Right hash as he looks back over to Chet. Chet at the paint has the latest one up. He does. It's 10-2. Haliburton moves back. Swings out right side for Neesmith. Already looking for the first field goal as Nembhard. He'll look towards the right side. The Aurora, Ontario native swings it back out to the Iowa State product. Haliburton up front. Poked away by SDA for the moment. Turner is in a headlock. Hartenstein with the block. Siakam gets it back and delivers. Pascal Siakam can spice it up. There he did. After a chaotic sequence with Hartenstein getting a block, the Pacers missed their first 8 shots, but under knife one, they finally get on the board here on the field goal rates. J-Dub. Chet trying to set the screen. Williams moves down the left side. Lost the handle. With 1 second, he puts it up. Short. And his rebound will be grabbed by Siakam. In his second NBA Finals of his career. Drives down the lane and finishes! Make way or he'll make it for you. He'll get a chance at a free-point play. He says, "Get out of my way," to Luguentz Dort. As Dort was trying to defend, the screen was not set. As such, Dort was called for the blocking foul. It'll be the N1 opportunity for Siakam as he lays this one up. A circus shot for Siakam. Pacers can make it open free with 1 free throw for Siakam. The shot is good. 10-7 here in the first half of this first quarter. Leading back here is Shea. Has yet to score here. Oh my goodness. Oh, he shanked the layup. That should have been a goaltend. I thought that it was blocked off the hand on the backboards as Nembhard puts up the free. Yes, sir. Tied at 10. Here side of SGA. Move towards the left side as he shifts. And Shea makes no mistake. He'll tell the Pacers, well, don't forget about that one. On the right wing is Hallie. Towards Turner. Fakes the free. Over to Nembhard, who shifts towards the left. Euro steps. Kicks it back out. Neesmith. Hallie moves up. Back over to Neesmith. Delivers right corner. Nembhard double move. Another free. Another make. Back-to-back trays for the Pacers. They have to lead for the first time. 6 points. 2 for 2 from deep. Nembhard a playoff riser. On the left, J-Dub will move to Chet. Fakes the free. Now moves down the right hash. Turner's all over him. Chet has nowhere to look. And a travel called against Chet. 1 too many steps. Already 3 turnovers for the Thunder. And Nembhard with a double move to step back free. Then a finger beauty. Down the right lane. The finish. Nembhard with 8 straight points for the Pacers. Aaron Wiggins being the first substitution for the Thunder as Williams looks over towards Chet and finds him. Alex Caruso out there on the left corner. He'll move around the paint. Shea, watched by Nembhard. Turner joins him on the double team. Chet swings it open. Right wing is J-Dub. He'll lay this one up. Oh my goodness, a car crash over towards the basket. And Aaron Nesmith was up on the air. The Pacers are arguing if this was an offensive foul against J-Dub, with Williams trying to go up the lane. They're arguing on the basis that he elbowed Nesmith on the way to the basket. Might be more towards the shoulder area, and Haliburton is arguing otherwise. J-Dub, chance to make it a 1-point game as the first shot is good. Hartenstein returns to the court. That foul was 50-50. As Williams is preparing for the second free throw. The Thunder being a fantastic defensive team. Caruso still out there. 40 points in Game 5. That's a playoff career high for Williams. Shea is on the bench. Second shot, rimmed out. It's grabbed by the Pacers after it was up in the air. It'll be DJ McConnell out there on the court, getting more minutes. McConnell was a hot hand last game around the third quarter, trying to put up a similar performance. Toppin, cash money. Obi Toppin delivering from the left corner. A sharp shooting shot from IMS. Ben Shepherd's also out there, shaking big as his Hartenstein was backed out. The hooker, yes. You haven't seen that from Hartenstein that much. And at the far side, driving down, it is McConnell. He shakes and bakes around Hartenstein. Back over to Haliburton down the left wing. He'll step back for deep. Bounced out, and it's grabbed by Williams. Jalen Williams, knocked away by McConnell. He keeps it just inside. Wide open is Toppin. Yes, sir. Obi Toppin. How do you do? On the right wing, Caruso. He's going to look across for Hartenstein. Williams can't get open as he is boxed out. Hartenstein still holding on to it. Back for Caruso. It's knocked away. Deflected by Haliburton. And Haliburton is alleging that Caruso was the one who knocked away, but McConnell just kept this one in bounds, saving this one and finding a wide open Obi Toppin on the rush back. Caruso to trigger inside. Towards the left side, it is Williams who delivers. Building off his stellar Game 5 performance, McConnell driving down the lane. From the right hash, he'll deliver back out onto the right wing. Shepherd, Toppin, he'll shoot one again. This time it's too far. Rebound grab by Turner. This time it's Haliburton. He delivers. Finally, Tyrese Haliburton gets the goose egg off his back. That's Reggie Miller approved. Timeout Thunder with 4:15 to go in the first. What has been already an exciting first quarter. We'll be right back with you here from Indianapolis. So already going through the NHL so in the meantime as we're going to look around throughout the NBA, of course, the offseason action has already transpired in the NHL. The New Jersey Devils traded Eric Holla to the Nashville Predators, and the only question I'm asking about them is why? Why go for another veteran if all the veteran signings that you made last offseason backfired on your faces? Why do that?
I'm not sure.
I mean, neither, Ian, because nothing from what Nashville's doing is making any sense these days.
They need we need to do a deep dive into the Nashville Predators and understand Well, we know why. We know why, but we also, I think, need to. We need to take a look at the Eggman and see if he truly is the best option in GM for the Predators.
Look, just because he's a good coach doesn't mean that he's going to be a good executive. That's not guaranteed ever. And it's painful because he was a great coach. The problem is that Andrew Brunette, for as much as he knows Nashville, he's not Barry Trotz. That's the only problem. It hurts for them. And it does speak that Nashville in the future, they could be forced into a rebuild. Just to note his looking around through the latest around the NHL circles. Of course, Seattle, if everything works out with Marchment, I feel Marchment could be a name to watch at the trade deadline if Seattle decides to build around the young core. He's going to be on the middle six, but he's on the final year of his deal. If he does garner enough trade interest, expect the Leafs to be one of those going after him. But Seattle wants to get more physicality. They have 5 players scoring at least 100 hits, only 4 players scoring 20 or more goals. Well, ever since the Pacers started 0-for-8, they have made 8 of their next 10. That's why Mark Daigneault took the timeout. Back here from Indianapolis is Caruso. Gilgeous-Alexander is back out there. Hartenstein swings it to the open Caruso. From the left side, Wiggins the free. Too far. It'll be grabbed by Obi Toppin on the rebound. 4 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. For the far side, McConnell. McConnell shifts down to paint. McConnell is fouled. He is helped up immediately. Cason Wallace, first minutes on the court. McConnell was formerly with the Philadelphia 76ers as part of the process. Left in free agency to join the Pacers. Not a flashy name at the time, but he's a grit and grind type of guy. First shot. It bounced out. But it's tenacious defense that's been ever so valuable for the Pacers ever since he stepped foot on the court for them in the navy blue and gold. He'll take 3 dribbles with this. The second shot. He missed both. Uncharacteristic of what we see from shooters at the free throw line. The Pacers are 3 of 6. That's doomed the Pacers in Game 4, especially for Benedict Mathurin. Gilgeous-Alexander kicks it out. Cason Wallace fakes it. Now he fires the free from deep. Bounced out. Turner the rebound as he beats out Hartenstein to it. Near side is McConnell. McConnell looking to make up for the missed free throws. From the logo, delivers it down low for Toppin. Knocked away by Wiggins. There is a foul though. It's Haliburton. Is thinking about taking off his shirt. He's talking with Rick Carlisle. He's saying to him, stay on the bench. Obi Toppin to shoot 2. 22 minutes, 12 points, 5 of 11 shooting for Toppin in Game 5. One of the better bench pieces. First shot. Good. And he can come off the bench and be on the starting lineup. That's how versatile he is. Siakam's coming back out as he fills in Miles Turner's place. Siakam has played center before, when the Toronto Raptors will have a small ball line between him, Scotty Barnes, OG Anunoby. And that was before they acquired RJ Barrett. The second shot. Good. Yeah, so it was Siakam, Barnes, Anunoby, Gary Trent Jr., and Fred VanVleet at the time in which Toronto employed a small ball lineup. SGA is watched by McConnell and tight. Wallace drives down right side. No screen from Hartenstein as one to blitzed. Wiggins, SGA just caught it. Mid-range jumper. Rammed out. It is McConnell on the rebound down the far side. TJ McConnell will look. Obi Toppin setting up for the point. On the right side, Siakam. Siakam looks. Down the right hash, Shepard. A three-pointer. He's missed a lot of those three-pointers throughout this finals. Hartenstein goes down hard. And a foul immediately called. McConnell was also there. Question is if this is a loose ball foul. Three-pointers have been pouring in early here for the Pacers. Indiana already in the bonus. They lead 26-17 as Hartenstein comes out. 2:51 left as Caruso will come in. It's a loose ball foul against the Pacers. Caruso, the former Laker and Bull. Checks it over to SGA. Gilgeous-Alexander slows it down. He gets a screen towards the left side. Benedict Mathurin on the court. SGA rejected. It was partially deflected off a fingertip. And Toppin will go back the other way. Down the far side, it is Nembhard. Andrew Nembhard looks left and right. McConnell's open left corner. All the way back for Siakam, right wing. Siakam looks, surveys, around Wiggins. Steps back and fires a deep two. Too far. One-handed down by Caruso. Down the far side, Wiggins. He pulls up from deep. And knocks it down. Aaron Wiggins, ice in his veins. He's knocked down big three-pointers in Game 5. Hits one early here in this game. First three-pointer to Game 4 to Thunder. Kicked out left corner for Toppin. Can't answer. Cason Wallace picks up the rebound. He'll drop it over to SGA. 1:55 to go here in this first quarter. Shea will look. He is watched by Nembhard. Shaking it big. He pulls up from deep. Too far. Hartenstein has a tip. It lands on the Mathurin's hands. Towards the right side. Siakam. He's fouled. He was knocked down from behind. 1:42 left in this quarter. Going to shoot two. As Cason Wallace gets another foul against him. Early foul trouble for Wallace. OKC. Seeing them running to those fouls early. A sense of the Pacers, of course, playing with a sense of desperation only comes naturally. Siakam shooting two. He fires one. Got it. 27-20. And already Siakam showing his finals experience. 6 timeouts each for both of them. But no need to burn any of them early in this match. Especially since there's a lot of game to be played throughout. The second shot. Perfect on both. Caruso sends it over to SGA with 100 seconds left in the quarter. 7-10 are the Pacers in free throws. As Gilgeous-Alexander will look at the right side. Open is Wiggins. Close stop by, I believe it's Nembhard. He deflects the pass intended for one of his teammates out. The Thunder will keep it. Look to be Alex Caruso. He'll be the trigger man. Every option is closed. SGA gets it. Watched by Nembhard. Torontonian against Torontonian. SGA fires one and got it. SGA says, get off me to Nembhard. Mathurin doubled up, goes to Siakam. Now McConnell. On the right wing. He'll back out and then move up towards the right corner. And back for McConnell from Toppin. McConnell drives in. First layup. Didn't go all the way. Chet Holmgren the rebound. Holmgren delivers to Shea with 57 seconds left in the quarter. SGA looks one-on-one with Siakam. Driving down the lane. Kicks it out. Intercepted by Mathurin. He has Toppin joining him on the rush. The delivery. Toppin. Rejected twice. The first try was swatted away. Wiggins goes back for SGA. He'll wait with this ball. Driving down Siakam. Drawing the double. 21 up. And draws the foul. The crowd, of course, does not like it. Of course, he drives up towards that left side as he protects it to a maximum. And as Siakam hooks him, Shea knows this too well and gets it off so as to bait Siakam into a foul. Of course, it is annoying, but sometimes it does that. Shea missed the first one. A rare miss from Shea. And of course, A reverse hit from SGA. Of course, you mix a basketball player with a hockey player? Come on now. So Shea firing the second one. He has this one. 28-23 is the lead. Up the far side, Nembhard. He's going to look for Toppin. On the delivery, swing pass. Haliburton's back out there. Delivers over to Toppin. He fakes. Almost dispossessed, gets it back. The layup, shanked. With 2 Thunder players on the way there. Shot clock is turned off. The Thunder after last shot with 17 seconds. Gilgeous-Alexander, of course, slowing down the pace of these late game situations. 10 seconds. Setting up for the logo. Running over is Wiggins to set the screen. He'll drive down the middle. Shea puts one up and delivers. 1.9 to go. Last shot for Mathurin. Puts one up on a half-court heave. It hits the top of the backboard. And that ends the first quarter. It is Pacers 28, Thunder 25. After 12 minutes of action, Thunder trying to close out the finals tonight with a championship. 7 points each for J-Dub and Shea. Leading scorer for the Pacers, Andrew Nembhard with 8. Tyler Obi Toppin for such. The second quarter is next. I'm Alex Nava. Ian Genge. We'll be back. So far, this first quarter's been very back and forth here, Ian.
Very back and forth. I still have the Thunder winning it tonight.
Yeah, I feel when it comes to the fourth quarter, of course, the early edge went to the Pacers, but I feel that at one point in this series, the Thunder have the Pacers defense figured out in late game situations.
I agree. And Shea, look, Haliburton has had his moments, but Shea is, and heck, I'll pull Jalen Williams into that too.
Yep.
They've been unbelievable.
They have been, of course. Now, we got some breaking news from Edmonton. Well, never mind. It's a parody account, so false alarm. I almost got Frank. It's a parody account, Frank Saravalli. It's Frank Saravalli, but the A in Frank is replaced by an O. False alarm, Ian. No breaking news. Oh.
Gotcha.
All right, so I apologize to anyone. All right, so the latest from the Minnesota Wild is that the Vancouver Canucks offered a trade package for Marco Rossi that included the 15th pick and a player for Rossi. Minnesota declined the trade.
I'm curious to hear what this package would have been.
Oh. Well, given that Vancouver's in purgatory, it's very volatile because the Canucks have basically no leverage around. I mean, they had that one magical run the season before, and now, downhill. Elias Pettersson's unhappy, and I feel a fresh start would be needed. Brock Besser was kept, and it looks like he's going to test free agency. JT Miller was not happy with Pettersson, and everything came crashing down. Oh, if you thought all my Rangers was bad, that's nothing compared to the Canucks.
Oh, yeah. They should just blow it up again.
Yeah. Although we could see Pettersson in the Olympics next year, it's not looking good. All right, here we go. Second quarter has just started. Alex Nava, Ian Genge with you. First quarter turnovers, 5 for the Thunder, none for the Pacers. Yet the Thunder are within 3. He should be happy that they're within 3 as Matherin can't hit the free as it was short. It is Kenrich Williams who is out there on the court for the first time with the rebound. SGA and Kenrich Williams being an underrated piece to this puzzle. Shea steps back and fires it. Delivers it. He's been so good with the mid-range jumper. It's a style of play that makes you think of the days of Michael Jordan. McConnell spins and lays it in. Oh, that's filthy. TJ McConnell. 45 seconds gone here as Williams fakes the tray. Kenrich Williams will move it up. And Jalen Williams. Offensive foul here against SGA as he ran over TJ McConnell. It'll be the first foul against SGA. But what a spin by McConnell around Aaron Wiggins. This young team being built from the ground up. That's the 6th turnover against the Thunder here in this game. Siakam gets it to an open McConnell. McConnell down the lane. McConnell steps back and counters. TJ McConnell from the right hash. Of course, the mid-range jumper is the work of art. SGA from the left side. He'll deliver it over. Left wing free on the way. Too far. Matherin secures the rebound. Siakam tried to break free. He is watched. And they're going to say double dribble against Matherin. Zach Zarba's going to check it alongside Tony Brothers and David Guthrie, but they're saying double dribble against Matherin. It was deflected. It seems to be deflected from the back. Rick Carlisle's arguing with him. Richard Jefferson believes it is deflected. So they're going to nullify the double dribble. And I thought it was a double dribble. Carlisle is saying that ball was deflected. And yes, it was. 122 gone here in the second quarter. McConnell can't get open. Nembhard can. He'll deliver to McConnell at the logo. TJ McConnell. Siakam. He's going to look all the way back for Nembhard. Shooting guard. He's playing at the shooting guard position, but he's normally listed as a point guard. Matherin down the right hash. Kicked out right corner. It is Turner. Bounced out. And the rebound falls to Matherin. After SGA couldn't handle it. Matherin waits. He'll deliver to Turner. Turner spins throughout Kenrich Williams. Gets it over. He is double teamed and fouled. Well, he was out of bounds. That's Indiana's first turnover, which we thought it was the double dribble. Already, the first turnover. The Pacers have scored 7 points off the 6 turnovers from the Thunder. SGA. Around the foul line. He's going to look. Ru Nembhard. Oh my goodness. He put Nembhard on ice skates. It's a 3-point game. And on the far side, it is McConnell's putting defense. Doubled up at the left side. Turner. Watched by Chet. Can't hook it through. Rebounds deflected up. Last touch by Matherin. Of course, with SGA trying to shake off with Nembhard, he put him on ice skates. Lifts it up with a nice shot from mid-range. J-Dub looks around and hooks it in. 1-point game, and Rick Carlisle is going to call timeout. 9:28 to go here in the second quarter. Now ready, the Thunder storming back after the Pacers got the first say in the second quarter. J-Dub, of course, he shows no fear in his eyes. Puts Miles Turner on a swivel. We'll be back here in just a moment from Indianapolis. So here's something else, Ian. Buffalo is officially listing the trade offers on J.J. Peterka.
I'm not surprised. I mean, Peterka, for as bad as Buffalo was, Peterka was one of their guys who was consistent.
I'm surprised that he wasn't named to Germany's preliminary roster, Peterka. They named Lucas Reichel over him. And I'm very surprised that Reichel got the nod over Peterka. Well, initially Buffalo's reluctant to consider moving Peterka, but that has changed when Elliot Friedman said on the 32 Fox podcast. He's an RFA, but he's also a legitimate offer sheet a target if he becomes an RFA without a new contract. But remember, in the fifth tier of compensation, it's between $7.02 million and $9.36 million, which is in line with his projected cap hit on a long-term extension. That would net Buffalo a first, second, and third round pick for Buffalo. If a trade does cross the finish line, the return is going to be well above that value.
Well, you know, hang on. Sorry, I'm looking at JJ Paterka's season for myself to see what they could get just based on base stats. All right, let's see here. 27 goals, 41 assists, 68 points. I mean, if you were looking to get him for like a third or fourth liner, actually, you'd have to give up a bit.
It's going to be a big haul. I don't imagine this being an offer sheet outright. It's going to be a trade.
Yeah. I don't know about first. I feel like that might be a little ambitious, but definitely at least two second rounders and maybe a player.
That will be the case. So, the Pacers have made the ABA Finals 5 times, winning 3 of them. 1970, 1972, and 1973. They have never won a championship as an NBA team. Could Sunday be tonight? Pending if they win tonight. Back here from Indiana. As Siakam moves up down the far side. Tony Bradley on the court for the first time. Aaron Nesmith's back out there. Siakam looks back. Over to McConnell. McConnell down the right hash. Over to paint. He'll move out of it. McConnell from mid-range. Delivers. McConnell has been on a heater in the past 2 games. And this game he's carrying on that hot momentum. 8 minutes, 6 points on 3 of 4 shooting. Want to ride the hot hand if you're Rick Carlisle. The hook was a little too far, but a foul. That was Jalen Williams. 8:52 left in the second quarter as McConnell, of course, riding in hot. A quick shot from McConnell and a quick finish. Well, that was too close to call. I didn't think Siakam got a hand on him. First shot is good. So he'll try another one. There's a guy with a Legends Dort jersey out there. Of course, who doesn't love gritty players from Montreal? Second shot. Got that one too. It's a 1-point game again. 34-33. Indiana leads here. What's an elimination game? They're facing elimination for the first time in the playoffs. McConnell moves. He stays put right ahead at the point. Haliburton kicks it back out. McConnell faking a free. Down the lane. Delivers to Bradley. Bradley has to look. Nesmith, left corner. Hit the side of the backboard. Oh my goodness. You very rarely see that. The defense woke up for OKC. The Thunder shooting 56%. They're making 56% of their shots. Pacers 34%. As the shot clock ran out, the Thunder will move it up. For the middle, they will go. Bench points 14-3, Indiana. Williams will look. Jalen will move down the paint. Almost lost. Last touch by Hardenstein. So the Pacers will move it up. It'll go back to them as McConnell shifting down. Watched by Wallace. Doesn't matter. Another cold-blooded J for TJ McConnell. He has 8 points already on 4 of 5 shooting. Jalen Williams fakes the free. Over to Casey Wallace. Wallace looks around. Loses it. He tried to draw a foul. Here comes that guy again. McConnell will give it to Haliburton. He'll step back and fire. And knock it down. Tyrese Haliburton again from deep. And Alex Caruso has shoved Aaron Nesmith. Well, he might be wanting to tell him what happened before it. But that was a shoving match that was not called for. You have to be, of course, you have to be smarter than that. You cannot shove players out the way. And Tyrese Haliburton, cold-blooded from the left side of the arc. And McConnell, shifty, right on Wallace. The Pacers come back again. As they'll look, swing back for McConnell. McConnell waits patiently. Does he have another moment in him? He'll look. Boxed out by Hartenstein. He'll activate up again. Another jumper. This one rattled just out. The putback is in on the layup. Timeout OKC. Indiana scored the last 7 points in the last 92 seconds. As led by that man, TJ McConnell. And even though his last jumper rolled out, Tony Bradley put back the rebound. We'll return in a moment. So going back to the topic of Peterka, the Sabres are in very unfamiliar territory. They haven't let negotiations with him get to this point. They're either parting ways with hopeful core pieces, or after already signing them to long-term deals that weren't panning out early, or trading them in season to the final year of their contract with advanced understanding that they were far apart in talks. The first case was Dylan Cousins. The latter case was Casey Middlestat. With Peterka, it's not a case of the Sabres' willingness to pay or commit him. It's about the uncertainty of signing him long-term.
Yeah. See, the thing is, if it was any other team, I would say this is a good idea. But Alec, this is Buffalo we're talking about. When has a trade ever gone their way? And for anyone listening, don't say Tage Thompson, okay? He's had one amazing season, consistent, but it has gotten Buffalo nowhere close to the playoffs. The Jack Eichel trade, same thing. Let's see, what else? The Dylan Cousins trade, if Josh Norris keeps the form he had going in Ottawa from the time he was traded, yeah, that could produce boons. But until then, I don't trust Buffalo to win a trade.
They're cursed. Look, I get the trade for Ryan McLeod, but in trading for McLeod, you trade away Matt Savoie, one of your best, Matt Savoie, who's one of your best prospects on your pipeline, and you got him to Edmonton. If Adam Henrique is traded for cap relief, Savoie's next up on the pecking order. Ugh. So we're coming back here we're coming back here right now from Indianapolis. If Game 7 is needed, it'll be Sunday at 8 o'clock. So now Indiana looking to force a Game 7. TJ McConnell has been everywhere. You could argue that he's been the Pacers' best player so far in this game. Of course, he's helped them all throughout, having the game of his life after having the electric third quarter of Game 5 that he's had. He should be getting more looks. 3 bench points for the Thunder, 18 for the Pacers. Lugens Dort moving up through the middle as he's surveying the court. Throwing it to the open SGA. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander with his back turned towards Nembhard. Kicks it over to an open Chet. In and out for the 3-point line. McConnell goes back the other way as he beats out Dort to the ball on the rebound. Right wing side as he'll survey. The shake. Dort stepping up onto him. Toppin to Nembhard. Andrew Nembhard moves towards the left. Has the speed advantage on Chet Holmgren. Towards the left. And a whistle is going to be called for travel. Nembhard unsure about that traveling call. But SGA, of course, as we look at players who can deliver big-time plays, but the foot was just barely on the out-of-bounds line. That's just the second turnover that the Pacers have committed tonight. Indiana scored 11 points off the 8 turnovers that OKC has committed. And another steal. Who else would it be? Down the far side is Toppin. The layup is blocked. It almost reaches the basket. It will be kicked out the top of the left corner. Nembhard will look on the left wing. Shaking big free. Can't deliver here. Chet bats it to Aaron Wiggins on the rebound. Far side, it'll be SGA, who just saved an interception. Chet Holmgren moves down the middle. Can't put this one up. Tony Bradley had it, lost it. And it's picked up by the Pacers, though, as he was helped out. Far side's Nembhard. Andrew Nembhard down for Bradley. Oh my goodness, the layup. He was fouled hard. 5:48 to go. Oh my goodness. A car crash down the left slash. Isaiah Hartenstein had the ball knocked away. TJ McConnell got this one open as he poked the ball loose. Bradley going to shoot 2. McConnell gets the offensive rebound. He almost was out of bounds. And Obi Toppin got open. Bradley shooting 2. His first shot. Good. And McConnell's going to sit down. A well-earned rest for grit and sandpaper out there on the court. SGA having it poked away from McConnell. Every angle, he is excellent. 8 points in the second quarter. But it's more than just the scoring that's been excellent for him. Off the bench, he's been very impactful. Bradley's second shot. Too far. Dort tips the rebound. It's Sal stay with the Thunders. It was swatted away by who I believe was Aaron Nesmith. It'll be Isaiah Hartenstein who set things up for Jalen Williams. Well, J-Dub down the near side. He is at the wing. Shea at the logo. Gets to an open Hartenstein. Over to Chet. He missed the dunk. Over the other way is Toppin to Nembhard. Over towards the right. Immediately a free. Yes, sir! Aaron Nesmith loves those corner threes. This is the largest lead the Pacers have had in this series. Shea will look on the right side and split the defense down. Another mid-range shot. And another whistle. Of course, the Pacer fans hating every whistle here blown. Has Chet Holmgren fighting, looking to get a dunk. He shanked that. Unbelievable. On the other end, Nesmith. He's been aggressive going after every ball. Shea sinks the first one. Isaiah Joe on the court. The Thunder wanting to get more three-point shooting. SGA. He attacks Toppin. Gets the contact. I think it might be the legs down low. Not a lot of contact. I don't think. I believe that was a foul. As the second shot. Good too. 5:07 to go here in the quarter. On the far side, it is Nembhard. Shea shooting 5 of 9, 13 points. Siakam from free. Didn't even hit the rim. It'll be SGA back on the rebound. He'll attack the paint. We'll kick it out for Dort. A free. He was hit by Turner. No foul. Hartenstein, the offensive rebound. Joe saves it. It rolls towards the right corner. Knocked away by McConnell. The Pacer defense is all over. It's actually Haliburton. A quarter free for Neesmith. He delivers. Aaron Neesmith again. Mark Dagnall calls timeout again here. 4:33 to go in the second quarter. The defense has been fueling this lead here for the Pacers. It's Haliburton. I mistook it for McConnell, but that's the only look like McConnell on the tenacious defense. Neesmith loves these corner frees. We'll be right back in a moment.
Well then, this is I don't know if I should say unexpected because it is in Indianapolis, but I didn't think the Pacers would have a 13-point lead.
Oh, anything can happen. Well, you want to hear something hilarious? Todd Reardon's going to be an assistant coach on the Flyers.
Oh, God.
Oh.
He's not going to be in charge of their power play, is he?
Oh. They better hope not. Otherwise, have fun. And we got to experience this too. If we had to suffer, you must too.
Yeah. I mean, we all thought steamed caps was a delicacy. Get ready, because this man is about to make himself a Flyer cheesesteak.
Oh. Foul here against the Pacers as Isaiah Hartenstein's going to go to the line. As he fired the hook shot. Rick Carlisle looking upwards. But, man, if you thought everything about what was said about Reardon in Pittsburgh was bad enough, get ready for what Philadelphia has to say. What to see. Well, I don't think Hartenstein was fouled. Rick Carlisle was going to challenge this. So they're going to step away again. So, more time to talk about Todd Reardon in the meantime. But, oh my goodness. Look, I get he won a Stanley Cup with the Capitals, but, dude, why would you want to make this higher?
They're not serious about winning.
Yeah, if they wanted to go for a rebuild, this is not the way to do it. I get the hiring of Rick Tocchet, but Todd Reardon? Why?
You know, the Flyers, they can't do it to the extent that they did, but they need to go back to what won them championships. They need to re-embrace the mentality of the Broad Street Bullies.
Oof.
They do. Because whatever they're doing now, it's not working.
They're not. It isn't. Oof. I don't know if there's marginal contact for Miles Turner on Isaiah Hartenstein. That's what the officials are looking at. Did he get his foot right onto Hartenstein? I don't think the foul is going to be called. It is marginal contact, so Rick Carlisle will retain his challenge. So the Pacers will get back the ball. 4:16 to go here in the second quarter. 48-35 they lead. Headed back onto the court. So the challenge was successful. They felt that there was minimal contact between Turner and Hartenstein, but it was not enough for a foul. So the Thunder will go back on defense here. Pacers have had an answer for that throughout Game 6. 45% shooting here for the Thunder, 38% for the Pacers. Thunder 1 of 9 from deep, Pacers 8 of 22. The free E-ball has been working out through so far for Indiana. Nembhard to Nesmith. He's been loving the free ball. That one missed. He'll be grabbed by SGA. Far side as he'll go 1-on-1. He'll attack over to J-Dub. Step back free on the way. Can't deliver. That's their 9th missed free of this game. Indiana ball as it was knocked away by Hartenstein. 3:46 to go here in the second quarter. 8:23 for the Pacers from deep. Siakam drives down. He'll kick it. And, oh my goodness! Aaron Nesmith and Fuego. Smart and timely with the shot. A hook from mid-range. He got that one. Isaiah Joe subs out. As Siakam was closed out from in tight, nobody was on Nesmith. And J-Dub might almost fouled Nesmith. He did. Right on the arm. He'll get an and one opportunity. He converts. 16-point lead for the Pacers. This is their best game they played thus far. They are on a 17-2 run the last 5:20. Williams to Chet Holmgren. Chet. Full look to J-Dub. Chet the screen, but Nesmith is sticking with him. J-Dub gets one back. On the layup. 3:17 to go. Move for the far side, Nembhard. Andrew Nembhard will look. 13 points for J-Dub as Chet watches onward. Siakam around Dort. Nembhard gets open. Down the right side. Nembhard the layup and the finish. Right over Chet Holmgren. How about it? On the left wing, SGA. Down Siakam. He makes it put on a swivel. My goodness. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Too smooth. Near side, Nembhard. On the left wing, we'll look around. Right corner, as it is Nesmith. Will go back for Haliburton. Tyrese Haliburton playing for the pain. Another deep free. Oh! Tyrese Haliburton. All the way from Paducah. It is a 17-point lead. Turner swats it away. Perimeter defense has been a major key for the Pacers all throughout this game, and it's been what stifled the Thunder. Haliburton lost it, but Dort tried to reach into it. Amazing team basketball here by the Pacers as Haliburton looks and loses Caruso. What a gut punch for OKC. Then Andrew Nembhard has been aggressive, using the rhythm that they're flowing through up throughout. Nembhard splits Caruso over to Turner. Bulldozing down. Rejected out of bounds by Caruso. It'll be Pacer ball to stay with. 2-2 left in the second quarter. Siakam still their leading scorer, but it's been a by-committee approach here for this game with the Pacers, like they have been throughout their run. Siakam bounces in. Lead is up to 19. He's been on a tear. J-double look. Caruso on the right corner. SC on the left corner. Can't split the lane. Williams drives up and finishes. And one. Just as he was tangled up with Nesmith. So he's all right. So Aaron Nesmith already with second foul against him. That's a tough shot for J-Dub to go up and about. Excellent Yeah, excellent offense to counter the excellent defense of the Pacers. J-Dub to shoot the and one. He has got it. 1:45 to go here in the second frame. As it is Haliburton will look down the near side. 19 to 3 to bench points in favor of the Pacers. Big difference. And that's the main one. Indiana led by 19 this game. That's their largest lead. Haliburton gets it swinging open to Nesmith and then back for Haliburton. Hooks one up. Yes, sir. Tyrese Haliburton with a beautiful floater. 80 seconds to go. 12 points for Hallie on that right groin that is hurt. Chet down the drive. J-Dub. Hounded down. Kicks it out to Chet with 7. Trying to get this one open. It's swatted away by Turner. Chance to make it a 20-point game here for the Pacers. It's Nesmith. Extra pass. Haliburton who fakes. Caruso closes him off. Haliburton turns around. Fires it. And we grab by Dort off the rebound. Trying to load too much. 47 seconds. J-Dub will look. Knocked away by Haliburton. Tyrese Haliburton gets into an open Siakam. Oh! My goodness! Pascal Siakam! He just put the Thunder on a poster! The 12th turnover of the game for the Thunder. SGA. He'll look at the right wing. Crowd is energized. SGA. The tip. Rebound. Chet swipes it away. On the left side. Boxed out by Turner. Puts one up. Can't finish. Siakam the rebound. Near side is Nembhard. They have the last shot with 5 seconds. What's it going to be? Siakam fades away. Yes, sir! Have a night, Spicy P! It's 64-42 at the buzzer. The Pacers lead by 22. They have outscored the Thunder 36-17 in the second quarter on a Siakam turnaround shot at the buzzer. How about it? At halftime, 64-42. The halftime report starts now. Alex Caruso, Ian Genge with you as we discuss throughout. Wow. Reggie Miller's going to be loving this. It is 13 points for Siakam, 3 rebounds, 2 assists for him on 5 of 7 shooting. TJ McConnell, Obi Toppin, each with 8 points off the bench. McConnell 4 of 6. Toppin 2 of 4 from deep. 4 rebounds for him. McConnell with 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Haliburton 2 points, 4 assists, 2 steals. He's playing on that sprained groin. Andrew Nembhard 10 points, 4 of 5 shooting. And he has 3 steals. The Pacers have totaled 8 steals of a team and 3 blocks. The Thunder do not have a steal. They have 3 blocks, though, 1 each from Isaiah Hartenstein, Alex Caruso, and Aaron Wiggins. Caruso is a minus 22 on the court, uncharacteristic to see of him. Jalen Williams, 16 points, but a minus 25. SGA, 15 points, 3 rebounds on a minus 10. Teams get more amped. Of course, home court advantage has been the emphasis of this series. We've seen this go back and forth. Team stats are as follows. Shooting wise, Thunder 17 of 39, the Pacers 23 of 52. From deep, the Thunder have just 1 3-pointer made. They're 1 of 11. The Pacers 9 of 24 from deep. Rebounds are 22-21 Pacers, slight edge to them. Assists 13-3 Pacers. Steals all 8 to the Pacers. Blocks are 3 apiece. Turnovers and points off of them are the big difference. The Thunder have committed 12 turnovers to the Pacers 2. And as a result, the Pacers have outscored the Thunder In points off turnovers, 16-2. And fast break points, 16-3, Indiana. Points in the paint are pretty much even, 26-20 Thunder. But the points off turnovers are why the Pacers have this large lead so far right now. And we have another signing here, Ian. This is with the Ottawa Senators. They and Fabian Zetterlund have agreed to a 3-year extension, $4.275 million cap hit. He will be an unrestricted free agent when the deal expires in 2028. It does not include trade protection, per Puckpedia. Be paid out, and this extension will be paid out entirely in base salary for Zetterlund with the Senators.
Wow. So, do you think they overpaid?
I'm not sure about Zetterlund because we've seen a limited sample size with him, but it's a slight. I feel it's an overpay. I feel it's a slight overpay for a bottom six forward, though he's recited on the fourth line more often than not. He is solid, but he has trouble finishing his chances. So that's why I said it's a slight overpay.
So, okay. At his best, what will he provide?
Depth scoring on the fourth line, and he did that with the next to Nick Cousins and Adam Gaudette, though that hasn't showed on a consistent basis. What we need to see from Zetterlund is consistency. He was a surprise trade because he looked promising with the Sharks when he was one of the main headliners in the Timo Meier trade. He was on track to provide promise again, but the tail end of the season saw him struggling to find consistency in Ottawa. He was up and down the lineup. At first, he saw significant time in the top six with Tim Stützle, but he saw deployment as low as the fourth line with Gaudette and Cousins. His offensive production was underwhelming. This deal could look good, but it also has the potential to look meh. That's why I say it's a slight overpay.
Okay then, so, well, then I guess we'll just have to see what else the Sens do.
So ideally, Ian, a middle six deployment would work best for him, because all five of his points came in this final 12 games, and he was bumped up the lineup. A middle six role or a top six role work best for him. And
so, if you had to pick two other line mates on the Senators right now, and just to be clear, it is the Senators, right?
yeah,
Okay. So if you had to pick right now who you would pair them up with, just go ahead and give me two. And obviously not the frontliners, because he's not going to get bumped up to the first line.
how about David Perron and Dylan Cousins? Get him on the second line. If Claude Giroux walks, I can see him going to the second line.
You know what? Not a bad idea, especially if he allows Perron to set up in the office, or just camp out and not have to make any moves toward the goal. Because really, all Perron has now is a shot. He can't really do much else. But you know, a shot is really all he needs. If Zetterlund is any good at drawing attention away from the net.
Yep, and this extension is solid news for the Senators. Now we just have to wait on Giroux. He's projected to land just north of $5 million per year on his next deal. So that means, and this deal leaves the Sens with $5.5 million to allocate to 5 roster spots to round out the club, which limits them to depth additions only in free agency. So all they could really do, and all that Ottawa could really do, is run it back, because I don't know what else they could do. Plus, if Giroux leaves, you're gonna have to do some depth moves.
So, okay, if Giroux is gonna walk, who's in a position to sign him? I mean, and when I say position, I'm not just talking about cap. Like, let me rephrase that. And not just cap-wise. Who has the scheme that would allow him to get put right into a lineup and still have it cog-worthy? I can tell you this much. The Blues would not go for him. Number one, they don't have the cap, and number two, that's not their issue. Their issue is defense. I thought maybe the Hurricanes, but I think you said that they're kind of that they're gonna go big game hunting, and Giroux really isn't big game anymore, so that's off the table.
Yeah, because I would rather have Besser on the team. Plus,
yeah,
I know this is a dream scenario, but remember when Dallas got Mikko Rantanen from us? Perhaps we could repay them a favor, and because of their troubles with our Jason Robertson extension, could Carolina possibly trade for Robertson?
Stranger things have happened, and actually, I want to run something by you. So, the Blackhawks just signed Ryan Donato for $4 million for 4 years. Would it, in order to help mentor Connor Bedard, would you be against them going and signing Giroux?
That's not a bad idea. If you want to elevate them to the next step, Claude Giroux would be a mentor to this young core.
Yeah. Now one thing I'll acknowledge. I am assuming that Chicago has the cap because they traded away Seth Jones, and they're a relatively young team with a lot of expiring with a lot of expiring contracts. So I'm saying this assuming that their cap situation is decently open.
Yeah. The thing is, though, he is continuing negotiations with the Senators. He and Ottawa have been in contract talks for several weeks. Both sides have been in a stalemate, but they're reportedly closing the gap because this is his hometown team, and I feel he wants to play close to home. So, but Chicago, if they can swoop in at the last moment, he wants to pursue him, that would be good for them. But that's the problem here. If Giroux is off the table, what veteran presence would be out there on the open market to mentor the young core in Chicago?
Yeah, that's it probably won't happen, but if they would try a trade in division, actually no, that wouldn't work. I would say Braden Shen would be the perfect person to take over the captaincy and lead them, but we all saw during the trade deadline he's not waiving his no trade clause. He wants to stay in St. Louis. So in terms of who's a veteran they can grab,
That's tough.
What's their defensive situation look like?
All right. Let's check Puckpedia now. So that's to check the Chicago Blackhawks and the defensive situation because Seth Jones is out of there. Of course, that leaves the reins to Artem Levshinov to be the number one defenseman of the future. All right. Here's their cap situation. Alex Vlasic, $4.6 million. Connor Murphy, $4.4 million. Could be a trade piece at the deadline. TJ Brody, $3.75 million. But he's 35 years old. We have Levshinov, entry-level contract. Sam Renzel, entry-level contract. Kevin Korshinsky, entry-level contract. So it's free players all on entry-level contracts on that defense. And Levshinov, Renzel, and Korshinsky. That's not mentioning Nolan Allen, Wyatt Kaiser, and Louis Crevier, who are all, in Allen's case, he's on an entry-level contract. Or not exactly an entry-level, he's on an RFA deal. Kaiser and Crevier are RFAs right now.
Yeah. So, in terms of the defense, let me ask you something. Again, it's not going to happen. But what would you say, because it's been a few years since the contract was signed, do you think the Hawks, if they wanted a true veteran for the defense, they could trade for the remaining years of Drew Doughty?
I know it's not happening, but stranger things have happened.
Yeah, but as for a veteran for the forward core, good Lord, man, I'm drawing a blank. I mean, it wouldn't necessarily have to be someone who's spectacular, but given how trade prices are, I may have an idea, but okay. Now that I'm thinking about this, it may not be the best move, but given the fact that the Nashville Predators are having a lot of buyer's remorse right now, do you think they'd be willing to trade one of those bad contracts? And no, I'm not talking about Stamkos. Do you think they'd trade Marchessault to the Hawks?
I was about to bring up Marchessault.
Yeah, I think him to the Hawks would be a good idea. Personally.
It would.
Yeah. I would entertain Stamkos if his term wasn't as egregious as it was.
How are we doing, Andrew? As we are getting back here for the second half, the Pacers up and down the lineup. This bench has been on fire, and they've lit all sorts of fuses throughout. Tyrese Haliburton, Pascal Siakam, TJ McConnell, Aaron Nesmith, Andrew Nembhard, all around this lineup, showing how deep they are and front-loaded throughout with this bench. As we are getting through the action, 13 for Siakam, 12 for Halley, 10 for Nembhard, 9 for Nesmith, 8 each off the bench for McConnell and Toppin. But this Pacers team is so dangerous and so deadly when they're all on their A game, up and down the lineup. It's a 64-42 lead for the Pacers. We're getting set to begin the third quarter. And here we go with the Pacers having the opening possession. Nembhard down the near side. Caruso watches onwards. These two teams so close to one another in shooting percentages as Nembhard. He'll look for Turner. All the way back is Haliburton. The starting fives are on the court here for both teams. Right wing it is Nesmith. And it's back for Nembhard. Towards the left, Siakam looks. Washington tight by Caruso as he fires it off on time. It rolled in and out. Dort the rebound. Thunder trying to mount a comeback down 22 points. They have made a comeback from down 29 against the Grizzlies. They're trying to do it against the Pacers. Dort. He'll look. Lugens Dort all the way back for Caruso. Chet swings it back for Caruso. All the way open. Almost was a steal. Dort fakes the free. Now he puts the shot up. Too far. Hesitated on passing to SGA and putting it up. 1 of 12 from deep are the Thunder. Second straight game on the road in which they have shot poorly from free. Turner fighting Nembhard. Caruso gets the screen from Turner. And on the right side, that one poked out. Last touch by Caruso on the way out. Mark Daigneault inserting Caruso on the lineup in the place of Isaiah Hartenstein. So Indiana changed the way they guarded SGA, so he wanted Caruso as a counter. Inside it goes to Siakam with 4. Miles Turner open. He has to look onwards. Puts one from deep. Short. He was guarded in tight. Chet to Caruso to J-Dub. J-Dub down the left side with Nesmith on him. Kicked out for Dort. Another free. Another miss. 1 of 13 from deep. What has happened to the three-point shooting? Miles Turner posts up. Can't deliver. This is like a Benny Hill sequence. With the Benny Hill theme playing on the background with the missed three-pointers left and right. SGA backpedaling. Ball is knocked away by Nesmith. He'll be moved up by Nembhard. Andrew Nembhard left wing side for Haliburton. And yet another missed free. We've had no scoring in these opening 2 minutes of the finals. Inside Caruso to left corner. Dort. Williams fakes it. Now he fires it. And yet another missed free. What's happening here? They're combining 0 for 8 from free in his quarters. Nembhard. Was the foul in the act of shooting or in the act of passing? SGA and Nembhard going one-on-one with one another. It's going to be a personal foul. Dort with 3 fouls against him, 17 minutes. No points. Miles Turner going up towards the left for Siakam. Pascal Siakam can't lay the shot up. Chet has a rebound. Or rather Dort as Chet moves down for the far side. Watched by Turner. He has to put something up. He goes to Caruso. Walked on the layup by Turner. Last touch by Siakam on the way out. Excellent defense by the Pacers. If Caruso looking towards the inside. The Pacers recovering quickly as Turner swept this one away. Caruso to inbound again. He has been the trigger man that the Thunder have relied on. Shea trying to get open. Nothing's open. Finally he goes to Shea. SGA to Chet. Another free. And another miss. Caruso can't get this one to stay with the Thunder. It'll be the Pacers moving up down the middle. Haliburton kicks out left corner. Nesmith. Another miss free on this quarter. Siakam waits. He'll think about it. Still no scoring here in this quarter. A combined 0 for 11 as Haliburton lost it. Chet Holmgren tried to dive on it. It rolls out 4.2 on the shot clock. Something's got to give here in this quarter. Because the Benny Hill music has been playing in the background for more than 3 minutes straight. The ball was out as it rolled out. Nembhard will look towards Haliburton. Closed off. Nembhard a free. Yet another miss. Rebounds all the way for Turner. Nesmith waits. He'll move up. Aaron Nesmith looks. Knocked away. It is Dort. Lugens Dort comes away with it. And a foul called against the Pacers. No scoring here in the first 4 minutes and 17 seconds. This has been the longest we've gone in a scoreless bout in this final since... Hey, wait a minute. We know an exact finals game from this day 9 years ago. SGA will move to J-Dub, and here's Dort looking for his first points of the game. Oh, no! If that's not an encapsulation of Dort's Game 6, I don't know what is. 1-for-16 from free yard to Thunder. The Pacers 9-27. Nembhard, fouled by SGA. 4:40 gone here in the third. I believe these free throws are going to get the first points of this third quarter if we do have anything. No free throws, actually. These two teams are combined 0-for-14 in this quarter. Tyrese Haliburton will look off the inbound. Nothing has been doing here in this third quarter. So far, no points. Haliburton will go to the right corner. And then back. Hallie. He lays it up. Well, finally, we have points. The Thunder call timeout. It's a 24-point lead after what seemed like forever in which there have been no points. Well, finally. Oh my goodness. We'll be right back in a moment.
Well then, this wow. It took us 4 minutes to get points in the second. Oh boy. Look, Alec, I know we say don't count the chickens too early, but I mean, this is going to Game 7, right? Even if it is Shea and J-Dub and the Thunder.
Oh. We could hear the Benny Hill theme playing in the background with all those missed threes throughout, Ian. And how fitting that the last time such an instance occurred was Game 7 between the Warriors and Cavs this day 9 years ago. Oh, it just fits. Because that Game 7 between the Warriors and Cavs had a whole-ass Benny Hill sequence. Now, oh my goodness. Well, look towards the brighter side. Let's throw some positivity out here. Because guess who's joining the Penguins coaching staff? Well, I can hear those that ominous suspense in the background. Well, he just announced his retirement from hockey. He played the final season of his playing career in Slovenia. But now he's coming back to the city where he won a Stanley Cup and had one of the most famous calls of all time. You ready to hear it?
Let me hear it.
All right, here we go. Nobody, Nick Bonino! There we go.
Very good tone. Very good tone. Oh, yes. I'm actually impressed that you can... And that you can say it like that. I've tried it a few times. I cannot get it down to save my life.
Oh. Well, that... Oh, my good... Well, it does feel refreshing to hear the call over and over again.
Yeah.
Oh, man. We look at... 3-point shooting for the Thunder here as we get back into action. 3 for 16 in Game 4. 1 for 16 in this game. The Thunder have not scored the last 550. They have to get some points. Scoreless spell will continue on for some more seconds. The Pacers moving up. Here's Miles Turner wide open. A miscommunication on the defensive side leading to that sequence. The lead is now 26 for the Pacers. J-Dub down the left side. Boxed out as he is surrounded and harassed. Ball is knocked away. Foul here. 7:33 left in this third quarter. A no-look feed right between and Turner with the finish. J-Dub sees his one. A no-look feed from Nembhard right on J-Dub, who it was caught off guard. A no-look dime. What in the world? On the right wing, Williams will kick it out for SGA. He sets back and fires. Too far. And still the scoreless bout continues. More than 6 minutes gone without a point. Ben Shepherd lays it in. And Mark Daigneault has to call another timeout. The Pacer fans are loving it here. And if this stands, they can celebrate for one final time here at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. On to the break.
Well then, I mean, in the meantime, the Thunder still had not scored a point. Now, and the lead is now up to 28.
Ooh. In the meantime, we're checking in on the MLB. Of course, the Pirates and Tigers are on a doubleheader. The Tigers took the game in which they started Tarek Skubal up against Andrew Heaney. The Pirates are ahead in the extra innings in the game in which they're starting Paul Skeens. It was matched up against Kaider Montero. Tyler Holton was the starter. And now it's 6-4 Pirates here in the 10th. Skeens has a 1.78 ERA, tops in the MLB, with the second lowest WHIP in the MLB, .85. 97 strikeouts entering this game. The record when he starts, the record when he gets credit for the wins or losses for the Pirates, 4-6. Doesn't even seem like a real stat. Oof.
No. And it is quite obvious that the Pirate is quite obvious that they are wasting a talent like him.
Yeah.
It just... You know, I don't know where the Pirates pick in this upcoming draft, but nothing is going to change until they get new ownership.
Absolutely not. Oof. This is just... I have no words to describe this. A travesty.
I mean, I gotta be honest, Alec, and I don't think anyone would blame you because you've only recently really started paying attention to baseball. But, man, if you need an AL team, go ahead and root for the Royals. I mean, really, because the Pirates, they're not changing their ways. At least with the Royals now, you're getting very, very good to great baseball when they're good. Let me rephrase that. You're getting decent to very good baseball
Yep. Oof.
They're just inconsistent at the moment. Although, Jack Taglione. Oh, we're back.
Yep. Here's the alley-oop to Hartenstein. Yep. And finally, the Thunder, they get their first points of the quarter. Pacers, they enter with a 64-42 lead. They are outscoring them 6-2 in this quarter. A quarter in which it was more offensive. This one's more, what are we doing? Siakam, an offensive rebound. And over to the left side, Haliburton will look. He's watched by Kenrich Williams. At this point, as we're looking at the Game 7 as Hartenstein pokes it away. Hartenstein, he is fouled on the way inside. Ben Shepherd getting back. In terms of fandom, I know I've been to Kansas City time and time again. So, I don't know about adopted teams, but never say never, because we know about, as Hartenstein takes the first free throw, you know that John said that the Calgary Flames have been his adopted second team, because of Cooper, that is. Of course, the two of them being close.
Yeah, I mean, I started rooting for the Pirates after seeing some of Tree's videos. It was by sheer coincidence that I found out you were a Pittsburgh guy. And so if you want to adopt the Royals, go ahead, man.
Well, I'll be. and I don't know what to make of the chants here at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, but we see 2 for 2. But man, the chants here are deafening. They're chanting TJ here as he returns to the court. He is loved here in Indiana. Here's Toppin. Okay. Obi Toppin on a heater. The lead is 27. In 10 minutes, he has 11 points. In this game in which this is getting out of hand, Hartenstein fouled as he was he knocked away out of the face? Well, we may be going to a Game 7 in all likelihood, unless a miracle happens, but we don't see it coming. But I may have to say that, of course, I say, yep, I accept it. 5:55 left in this third quarter as Hartenstein sinks the first one. In the first half, the Thunder of 42 points on 17 of 38 shooting. It's not just the 3-point shooting woes that bugged them throughout this game as he makes both, but OKC has had shooting woes all throughout this quarter. Just 6 points already. 73-48 in a Benny Hill theme type quarter. Oh. Offensive foul called against Obi Toppin as he ran into Kenrich Williams. It was 34-33. But ever since that moment, the Pacers have went on a run in which they've outscored them by a total score. Oh, another foul. Hard crash. But ever since it was 34-33 Pacers, they have outscored the Thunder 39-15. Of course, Turner's going to pick up the foul, but that looked like a hard crash over the right hash boards. Over the right side, or the right hash. Ouch. Look, I understand the frustration of Pacer fans, but that was dangerous from Miles Turner. First shot is good. You think about this performance, this has been a heavy masterclass by the Pacers in Game 6. SGA shooting 6 of 13. Overall, 16 points. Now make it 17. Lee is now cut down to 23. But you're the Thunder, you need more. than just a few points like this. Mikado spins. He gets blitzed by Hartenstein. And he is fouled as he was running on the baseline. He has seen whistles back and forth. Mark Dagno, of course, watches onwards. He was bumped down low. And Mikano's going to inbound. Haliburton trying to shake free. Tony Bradley's out there. He gets it. Oh! Oh my goodness! Hartenstein was trying to take the ball away from Bradley. Bradley was not having any of it and shoved him out of frustration. So the whistle was when Bradley went out of bounds. Oh my. And they're going to review this to see if there was any intent behind Bradley. But right now it's a technical foul. They're going to review it here if it's going to be upgraded to a flagrant. OKC will keep possession, but they are reviewing the play. DJ McConnell's upset, but they're going to keep it a tech as Shea makes the first free throw. But come on. If you're Tony Bradley, you have to be smarter than that. I mean, for what reason would you elbow someone in the face after the play has ended?
I don't know. I just called the heat of the moment, I guess.
Okay. Timeout Indiana. They're up big, but as of right now, look, I know the fans are angry at the refs, but that was a shove. What the hell was Tony Bradley doing? I mean, come on. That's a boneheaded play. I mean, Pacer fans are chanting, "Ref, you suck," when it was a clear and obvious foul when Bradley, I like to pretend that he turned himself into a hockey player because he hit him with a high and dangerous hit. That's going to get the attention of the Department of Player Safety. And I don't want to make jokes like that, but that's high and dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're gonna elbow someone, at that point, just throw up the fists and just duke it out with each other for a while, for like 5 or 10 seconds.
Exactly.
I mean, throwing elbows and cheap shots, no. Squaring up with each other, yes.
I mean, do the equivalent of dropping the mitts. So Shea made the technical foul. Free throw. OKC is going to keep possession. It is Isaiah Joe. Finally, OKC has a free after forever. They've gone many minutes without it. They've scored the last 8 points, finally getting the run that they were looking for. 5 minutes ago here in the quarter, left corner. Bradley doesn't shoot it. It is McConnell. Nembar doesn't shoot the free. He elbows Joe out the way. The shot won't go, but a foul. He shoves Joe out the way, so Nembar is going to shoot 2. The lead is cut down to 19. But don't count this out just yet. If there's anything left, Haliburton is getting checked up. From free, the Pacers 10-29. The Thunder 2-17. Nembar's first shot. Good. So it's back to a 20-point lead. 4:54 to go here in the second quarter. That groin has been something that the Pacers have been paying attention to. 4:54. He sinks the second one. It rolled around. It was good. Haliburton's getting checked up on his groin area. On the left is SGA, who'll drive down. Kicking it out towards the right corner. Saved by Kenrich Williams. Back to Shea. SGA will look. From the free throw line, he'll plow up. Mid-range shot. Good. And one. Slowly, the Thunder are chipping away at this, so don't go just yet. The Pacers, they led by 26. The Thunder, at least, are making things very interesting here. He steps into it. It's the Thunder trying to suck the life out of this Pacer crowd. The M1 is good. And it's an 18-point game. Don't go anywhere. Their side, it'll be TJ McConnell. McConnell at the right side. He comes back out of it. Nembhard will look. McConnell looks. He'll shift directions. Nembhard puts up the free on the way. Bank shot. Andrew Nembhard. Another tray from Fort Wayne. Hartenstein lost it. He came into the car crash with Neesmith. McConnell for the far side, pushing the pace. McConnell blitzed. Moves into Nembhard, and now back to McConnell. On the left side. Close out with Toppin. McConnell. Ball is not free. Joe and Wallace following it. And what is the ruling here? Isaiah Joe helps up Case and Wallace. There's Nembhard and McConnell back and forth throughout this action. This has been a very back and forth. It was a back and forth first half. Before the second half was more one-sided, especially that second quarter. It's going to be... So I don't know what the ruling is going to be with 3:53 to go here in this quarter. It's a jump ball. They're going to rule it. Case and Wallace up against TJ McConnell. Mass substitutions all throughout. It is bounced off of Obi Toppin and out of bounds off the jump ball. So the Thunder win the jump ball and they'll move it up from right to left. Caruso, SGA, out there on the court. Wallace. The Thunder have committed in 14 turnovers. 9 points off of them. Against the Pacers. Inside Wallace, ball bounced out for Toppin. Bad pass. That's their 15th turnover. Speaking of turnovers. McConnell drives down the lane. He'll hook one up. Too far. It's grabbed by Shea. SGA. He'll move up. Right or left. Down the lane. He puts one up. Swat out. The Pacers transitioning on defense down onto the left wing. Nembhard cuts up. Nembhard is fouled. He drove down the near side off the hash marks. Indiana trying to send this to a 7th game. SGA takes his pass. Obi Toppin. He tries to get one up on Siakam. Can't put this right off the window. Couldn't get the roll. Unbelievable job by Siakam to stay with SGA. Nembhard fires the first one. It's good. 22-point game. 3:16 to go in this quarter. The Summer League from July 10th to the 20th at Las Vegas. As we have another substitution. Second shot's good. Jalen Williams. Right to left. The Thunder in the blue uniforms. The Pacers in the gold. Near side Williams. Oh, it's in and out. Wallace poked it away. It'll stay with the Pacers. Pascal Siakam will send this one inside. So stay with Indiana. Do you have substitutions checking in? Yes, we do. It's Ben Shepherd. He takes a spot of Nembhard. Shepherd's someone that's got to improve right off the bench. Crucial defensive piece. You want to see more from him offensively. McConnell down the right corner. He's going to look around Aaron Wiggins. He kicks out left corner for Shepherd. Another missed free for him. He's had trouble hitting threes throughout this finals. And here's Alex Caruso to J-Dub. Going back out for Caruso. At the point he looks left wing for Williams. J-Dub can't hit the mid-range shot. It'll be grabbed by McConnell. TJ McConnell towards the right wing. Watched by Caruso. 1-on-1 matchup here. Over to and back to Neesmith. Aaron Neesmith waits. Goes to Siakam. Pascal Siakam. Moves left. Up and about. Steps back from mid-range. Too far. And the rebound to Aaron Wiggins. Wiggins almost lost it to Shepard. With 2:05 to go here in the quarter. Wiggins spins. He lost it. To Shepard. McConnell gets it over to Neesmith. Aaron Neesmith loose inside. Toppin tried to put one through. Ahead was it away from Wiggins. Free throws for Obi Toppin. SGA waits right off the Thunder bench. Off the turnover from Wiggins. He gets a hand onto Toppin and trying to block the dunk. Couldn't do it. First shot. Good. It is a 24-point lead, and the Pacers showing no signs of letting this go. A hand right on the way. A game that has not been a contest ever since their first portion of the second quarter. Pacers left 34-33. Then they put on the Obi Toppin chance here from the Pacer fans. Second shot is too far. Fans have been on their feet here for the entirety of the game. Caruso goes back over to Shea. SA moves down to the near side. He'll look back. Kicks it out for Dort. Pump fakes a free. Going towards Caruso. Left corner free. Yet another miss. And the rebound will go towards the far side. The Thunder now 2 of 18 from deep. 3-point shooting will have been a theme here for the Thunder. Towards the right, McConnell. Gets it back over from Nembhard. Siakam wants to set up. McConnell drives down the far side. Nembhard with 5 seconds to shoot. Nembhard will look. Finds Siakam wide open from deep. Yes, sir! Spicy P trying to drag the Thunder to Oklahoma City for Game 7. 1:03 to go here in the third quarter. SGA moves up. Left corner, Wiggins. He'll step up and kick it to J-Dub. Swings it over to Dort. He fakes the free. Steps back and fires. He sinks it. Just the third three-pointer for the Thunder tonight. 3 of 19 shooting. With 45 seconds left, the Pacers are slowing it down. 1 of 5 from deep are the Thunder. Though, specifically Dort. Kicks out left wing side, a fake free. Now the firing. And it's delivered. That's an exclamation point on a quarter that's been filled with exclamation points for the Pacers. Shea looks around the left side. Andrew Nembhard. He'll look to Caruso. Right back for Wiggins. Another free. That bounced out. Pacers have the last shot here in this third quarter. A chance to deliver the kill shot here. 10 seconds. Let McConnell lead the way. Running back is Shepard. McConnell kicks out left side. Another try. Gonna go there. Bounced over to Nembhard. Last ditch effort, another buzzer beater. Yes, sir! Ben Shepard! Finally! And for Pacer faithful, you have no idea how much he needed that one. He's been struggling with threes all throughout the finals. And here, he gets one to go from the point. Got it off on time. And the Pacers, with their second straight buzzer beater of this game, they're 12 minutes away from a Game 7 in the NBA Finals. It's the two best wars in sports. It'll be at Oklahoma City. And we're going to break. Oh, my goodness. Just, oh my goodness. Still looking around here throughout the And now we're shifting focus to the MLB. Now that we brought up the Royals, yeah, that's your team, Ian. Now my adopted team. The 4-1 victory for KC over the Texas Rangers. Jack Caglianone going deep twice for his first 2 home runs in the big leagues. 387 feet to right center. And again, the ninth inning, 439 feet. What a game for him. 2 for 4, 2 runs, and scored in. Both of them are solo homers. And the other homer being Vinny Pasquantino, scoring in Bobby Witt Jr., who was 2 for 3. If there was a chance for a rebound game, this could do. Michael Wacha the win. Carlos Estevez the save. He's got 21 of them.
Yeah, when you get a chance, look at the, what do you call it? Look at the pitches that Cags hit. Look at the first pitch he hit his first home run on. Sorry, no. Just look at the pitch he hit his first home run on. The pitch he swung at is not a pitch major leaguers usually swing at.
All right, checking this out from the second inning. So I don't know, has a player ever hit 2 home runs in 3 different levels in the same year?
I don't know. That's an interesting stat. I do know this. He's the first Royal. He is the first Royal rookie to hit 2 home runs in his rookie year in the same game since 1999.
Oh, Casey Wallace hits one as we come back, but the starters have been pulled for the Thunder, I think, in all likelihood. So A.J. Mitchell's out there. Kenrich Williams is out there. McConnell continues his hot tear. So Rick Carlisle is yet to pull his regulars. Mark Dagno has all but waved a white flag. And this team has done an excellent job of bouncing back. So we can go on extended record on talking about the Royals and all that, as Siakam missed a free, but what a game for Jack Caglianone. So somebody has put a new nickname out for him, the Jackhammer.
I'm not against it. I've actually got it'll take a bit of nuance to understand, but I've got a nickname for both him and Vinny as a pair. I'm gonna start calling them the wise guys. For anyone who's watched mafia movies.
Oh, and that first pitch they swung on was way up high. That's you nailed it. That's normally a pitch that batters would normally not swing at because it was way up high. But Caglianone took the risk and he delivered it.
4.22 feet from home plate. It's one of the for a Royals player at least. That's the highest. That's the maximum. That's the record height that a Royals player has ever hit a home run at.
Yep, as he noted. And Michael Wacha pitching 6 innings, 5 strikeouts in the victory.
Yeah, Wacha has been nails. The entire pitching staff has pretty much been nails.
Of course, the pitching staff has been amazing to watch. Reagans, Lugo, Waka. Of course, Lugo is. I believe Lugo is 35, but he's still. But the fact that he's still doing this good is amazing to watch for the Royals.
Yeah. If the bats continue to be like this and the pitching is the way it is, they'll make it back to the playoffs. They just need to make sure that they just need to be consistent.
And after a free-pointer from Kenrich Williams, Rick Carlisle calls timeout. But because the game is largely over, we can continue on with our conversation. So, Bobby Wood Jr. needs to have more games like these. Of course, he has a .285 batting average, but as time would tell it, he's an MVP runner-up last year. We need to see more games like these from Bobby. As we look at Michael Garcia, 0 for 4. But as we go, Vinny and Caglianone, would you keep Vinny at the 4 spot and Caglianone at the 6 spot going forward?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Moving Vinny to the 4 spot has been great. And don't let the 0 for 4 game fool you with Michael Garcia. This was an aberration. He's been the best hitter for the Royals for the entire season. It reminds me of in 2015 when they had Lorenzo Cain batting at the 3. God. I'm trying to remember the lineup. I know that Alcides Escobar batted leadoff. As for who batted second, I think it might have been Hosmer. I think it was Hosmer.
Eric Hosmer?
Maybe. Let me go ahead and look up the. Let me go ahead and look up the batting order.
This is the 2015 lineup?
Yeah, so actually, okay, so the lineup changed around after trades and such, but so let's go with the lineup for Game 1 of the World Series.
Yep.
All right, so batting leadoff was Alcides Escobar. Batting second, Ben Zobrist. Batting third, Lorenzo Cain. And Michael Garcia is serving that role. Great contact hitter with a little bit of pop. Number 4, Eric Hosmer. Batting cleanup. Number 5, Kendrys Morales. 6 was Moose, or Mike Moustakas. 7th was Salvador Perez. 8 was Alex Gordon. And batting 9th, Alex Rios.
Yeah, look back at the batting order. I also had that one up because even though Salvi's moved up the lineup, he's still being consistent as ever as team captain and catcher. He's been subbing in and out the catcher role of Freddie Fermin in recent days, but wherever he is, he's still serviceable. And good for him too. I know team captaincy isn't usually a role that we see a lot in the MLB, but here it is the case for the Royals. We don't see captaincies a lot, in the MLB, but Salvy's 1 of 2, the other being Aaron Judge with the Yankees. Whew. That was a hard fall from Jay Will. But it's still sweet. I also want to, I know I don't watch baseball a lot, but I also want to get into another rising star. Well, this might be Aaron Neesmith who drew the charge. He might have drawn a charge. Is Rick Carlisle trying to challenge it? No, he's not. Oh, well. 1 free throw's made, but we look at a rising star, Pete Crow Armstrong. And the second, yeah, that was missed, but yeah, Pete Crow Armstrong as McConnell makes a deuce. Just adding to his stellar totals. His PCA at just 23 years old, showing himself that he is future face of this Cubs franchise. Of course, the Pacers pushing the pace here. And there goes another one for Wiggins. But no. Foul. But Pete Crow Armstrong, he's been... So there was a moment in which... So fast forward to 16 years, he continues to do things that don't seem very normal. He's batting in the middle of one of the best lineups in the MLB. A few speed a few players possess while providing more power than many people might suggest. Getting players onto the scene, getting himself onto the scene, because at 23 years old, he's getting himself into the big spotlight. McConnell, 12 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. This has been a masterful game for McConnell to build off of that game 5. A near double-double. He is 1 rebound away from it. But man, there's another deuce from Ben Shepherd. And it's dominant start to finish for the Pacers. All we have left is Jay Will of a free. So he's coming off the bench and hitting some jump shots here. But Pete Crow Armstrong's personality is a huge part of its appeal for a fan base that's been starving for a star player. Always trying to sell its game. He's got the most all-star votes of any NL outfielder and the most among all players behind Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, and Freddie Freeman. Oh, and here is Benedict Mathurin. Have another slam down the lane. Woo. Connects with the young fans and the old fans. He's absolutely remarkable. And even so, for this game being all but over, fans are still chanting defense. Here's another steal off another turnover. Turnovers have been the story of this game. Well, we're going to a game 7 for the first time in 7 years. Well, this feels like a breath of fresh air in the finals. That finally, we get to see the underdog up against a powerhouse, but the hungry underdog is taking the powerhouse down the distance. The veteran presence of Rick Carlisle and the experience of Pascal Siakam, of course, do help, and they're helping them to this point. I would not be mad if either team wins. Joe makes the first one, but I'll say, but this has been one of the few blowouts that we've witnessed in this year's finals.
Yeah, and actually, Nick Wright posted a stat that I am surprised about. This will be He said, gonna get a Game 7 in the NBA Finals for the first time since 2016, and only the fourth in the last 30 years.
That doesn't seem real at all. The fourth Game 7 in the last 30 years.
Well, let's think about it. So going back to 1995, that would either be the second Houston Rockets.
I think it was the first Houston Rockets finals.
No, I think it might have been I think it was the second, because the Bulls started their second three-peat, I thought, was 96 and 98. Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, their second three-peat started in 1996.
So, 95 was the Rockets, because they won in 94 as well. There was that 2-year gap. So, 95, I think they faced the Magic that year. I don't think that went to 6. Obviously, the Bulls never went to a Game 7 in the NBA Finals. The next one would have been the Spurs versus the Knicks.
Yeah, 99.
Yeah, I don't think... Hang on. I'm actually curious. So while we're waiting for this, I'm going to be going day by day or year by year. So yeah, the Spurs won in 5. And then the next year marked the beginning of the Lakers three-peat. They won in 6 against the Pacers in 2000. They won in 5 against the 76ers in 2001. They swept the New Jersey Nets in 2002. 2003, the Spurs beat the Nets in 6. And let's see, 2004, Detroit won in 5. So let's see. And while I'm at it, let me look one more time. All right, 1995. Oh yeah, Houston swept the Magic in 95.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah, I did say 94 was the Game 7 between the Rockets and Knicks.
Right. So
among Game 7s, 2005 Spurs Pistons.
Yep. Wow. I didn't realize the Pistons went back to back. Not as I didn't realize they went back the next year. 2000, hey Alec, no disrespect to the Spurs, but does it feel like the championships that the Spurs won, unless you look them up online, you can't really name them off the top of your head?
1999, 2003, 2005, 2007, 2014.
And folks, this is why Alec runs the show.
Oh, there we go. It's just...
Anyway. Yeah, so the Spurs Pistons went to Game 7, so that's number 1. 2006, no. The Heat won in 6 against the Mavs. Well, 2007, we all know that one. Spurs sweep the Cavaliers. 2008, the Celtics
pummeled the Lakers in the game 6, and Kevin Garnett has this anything is possible moment.
Yep. All right, the Lakers win in 5 against the Orlando Magic in 2009. So we still only have one Game 7 in the NBA Finals up to that point.
2010.
20, make that 2.
It was the Lakers and Celtics.
The Lakers and Celtics. That's 2. 2011. Mavs beat the Heat in 6. 2012, the Heat beat Thunder in 5.
And then you go to 2013. Ray Allen's shot.
Yep.
That led to LeBron's forgotten classic of 37 points in that game 7.
Yep. But you know, Alec, remember, Ray Allen saved his legacy, right?
Oh, but we'd be having the same discussion if it was Ray Allen dropping 18 points and LeBron hitting the free.
Yeah, no. Good Lord. If that happened, the narrative would be LeBron got carried to everything that he ever won. Good Lord. Okay, so that's 3. And you know what? I don't have to look because we all know what the 4th Game 7 was.
And it happened this day 9 years ago.
Yep.
Where the iconic block leading to the Kyrie shot. And
yep.
now you have the young guys on the Pacers getting a chance in the NBA Finals. That included Johnny Furphy, who has been a deep reserve for several of these games. Benedict Mathurin hasn't seen a lot of action. Thomas Bryant back on a deep bench role. And there's a deuce from Dylan Jones. He is a rookie from Weber State. But, I'll never forget that game from this day 9 years ago. Because it was tied at 89 for, 4.5 minutes? Oh, what a shot from Obi Toppin. Seriously, 4.5 minutes going scoreless? That doesn't sound right. For the most part. Oh, as we're reminded of memories, there are no memories to preserve in here. It's only a bludgeoning. But perhaps Game 7 will be a classic. Obi Toppin it. Tyrese Haliburton's loving it. It'll be the second Game 7 that the Thunder will play in this postseason. The Pacers, they'll be playing in a Game 7. There's a two-handed slam from the Thunder. The Pacers will be playing in a Game 7 for the first time since last year when they faced the Knicks. They took out the Knicks in that Game 7. And the home team won the first 6 games of that series before the Knicks turned into a triage unit in Game 7. Ugh. That Game 7 still is painful to think about. Because it was also going well for the Knicks up until you get the injuries. Brunson, Anunoby, Hart. Well, basically, the whole team got hurt. Ouch.
Yeah.
All right, as we have a foul, we'll give you the final scores of the last few Game 7s in NBA Finals history. And, 1994, Houston 90, New York 84. You see the cheers as there's the first free throw missed. 2005, San Antonio 81, Detroit 74. 2010, LA 83, Boston 79. 2013, Miami 95, San Antonio 88. Obi Toppin subbed out for James Johnson. And 2016, Cleveland 93, Golden State 89. It's been low-scoring defensive battles. But with how the modern NBA's looked here in this Game 7, don't be surprised if one of these teams crosses the 100-point barrier into Game 7.
So in short, what you're saying is we're about to see another classic.
I'm inclined to believe that way, knowing how the last five Game 7s went. They've been decided by single digits. Not by one possession, but single digits. If it is decided by one possession, oh, the stakes would be at its very highest. Nobody's talking about legacies here. Because why would they need to talk about legacies? These are two of the most fun teams worth watching. But SGA, of course, he's got an MVP already. If he does cap it off with a win and a Finals MVP, this would be a defining moment for his rising career. Tyrese Haliburton's career is on the rise too. No matter who wins, no matter who wins this Finals, if I'm Paul George, I'm sick to my stomach. Because these are two of his former teams, and they are the two beneficiaries of him getting traded away. He got the Pacers traded him to the Thunder, which led to the Pacers getting Tyrese Haliburton. It initially was Oladipo and Sabonis, but they traded Sabonis to the Kings for Hallie, which got to this point. He's been a natural fit at the point guard spot. For OKC, 5 first-round picks, 2 first-round pick swaps, Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, with one of those first-round picks becoming Jalen Williams. He was taken the same draft that Chet Holmgren was. That's unbelievable for the Thunder. For the Pacers, they rebuilt this unit from scratch. Oh, I know Pacer fans wanted to see a free play from James Johnson. It's not meant to be, though. And now, as more fans are chanting defense, even when the deep reserves are on, there's a free. Make the final score more respectable than how the game actually was. But, my goodness, this game was a slaughterfest from start to finish. And it wasn't even at the start. It was a slaughterfest from the second quarter onwards. One more minute of this. Here's another free. And there it is. Thomas Bryant. Who would have thought that Thomas Bryant would be hitting threes? Now we have technical fouls here. But this Pacers team, of course, they don't quit. And when you think they're out of it, they get themselves back into it by any means necessary. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, of course, he's frustrated. He doesn't want this to go to a 7th game, but here, we're about to see this go the full distance. But this has been one of the best NBA finals that we have ever seen. The Thunder, following a loss, are 18-2 regular season and playoffs. 12 of those wins have been by at least 10 points. They have dropped this one, but of course they have the mental fortitude to bounce back. They're a young team, of course, and I know this is their best shot. SGA with 21 points, 7 of 15 shooting. J-Dub 16 points, 6 of 13 shooting. And Williams is a minus 40 in the game after he dropped 40. Ouch. And for the Pacers, 20 points for Obi Toppin, 6 rebounds and 2 steals. TJ McConnell with a perfect game, 12 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals. Andrew Nembhard 17 points, 4 assists, 3 steals. Haliburton 14 points, 5 assists, 2 steals. Siakam, 16 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists. And, Rick Smits was the center for the Pacers. Lance Stephenson's out here. Mark Jackson. Meta Sandiford Artest. There are former Pacers all over the place. We know about Reggie Miller, but see a crowd of former Pacer players. Rick Smits, Mark Jackson, Lance Stevenson, and Meta Sandiford Artest. Commonly known by Meta World Peace, James Johnson exits the court to a standing ovation as he high-fives the crowd. Yet he is not playing a lot here, but wherever he goes, of course, grit and sandpaper follows. It is a technical. So it's James Johnson getting escorted out. Joe makes the first free throw, but Johnson's walking out. At these two cities in the Midwest. So James Johnson gets called for a tech, and he is tossed from this game. Just have a few more seconds. On the right side, BJ Will. Well, get ready. Strap in. Buckle up. This is going to be a thriller in Game 7 at Paycom Center. Of course, the Thunder crowd is going to be on their feet for the most important game in their franchise's history. Same thing for the Pacers. Either way, a long drought is going to end. Here's a free from Joe from 28 feet. Either way, a long drought is going to end. The Thunder last won a title in 1979 when they were the Seattle SuperSonics. The Pacers last won a title in the days of the ABA in 1973. Either way, we'll be guaranteed that a long curse will get broken on Sunday night at Oklahoma City. The Pacers run out the shot clock intentionally, and the fans here will celebrate, and they can do so for one final time here at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. You can expect a packed crowd here for the watch party that's about to come here for Game 7 for the first time in 9 years in the NBA Finals. We'll see you on Sunday night.
All right, so let's go ahead and analyze this. From pretty much the opening tip-off, the Pacers they came out with a purpose, and they knew what they were going to do. Hitting shots is the obvious thing. But something else changed. They played defense. And they played it, I don't want to say perfectly because OKC still got theirs. But they played it just well enough to beat them. And that throughout this broadcast, Alec has been updating you on the point totals for most of the play, if not all the players that have scored. But now that the game is over, let's take a look at the Thunder. Chet Holmgren, 4 points. Wow. Jalen Williams, 16. Isaiah Hartenstein, 10. SGA, 21. Now, on any other night, 21 is a good total. But this is SGA, which means just scoring 21, he got clamped a bit. And Lou Dort with 3. And then the only other guy to score in double figures was Isaiah Joe. And the Pacers, if we look at their defensive statistics, accumulated 16 steals and 5 blocks. You heard that correctly. 16 steals. And let's also add in the fact that Obi Toppin and TJ McConnell had double figures off the bench. To go with 4 starters for the Pacers in double figures, with the highest scorer being Obi Toppin.
Balanced lineup, extraordinaire.
Yes. Game 7 in Oklahoma City. Alec already told you the ramifications. I'm not going to go over it again. But one thing is clear. This will be a must-watch event. And I'm actually glad there is a Game 7 for this, because I almost felt cheated after the Stanley Cup final ended in 6, regardless if it was the better team winning. Game 7 in the Stanley Cup final is glorious, action-packed, and you want to see it every final, every year.
Of course.
I'm glad we're getting it for the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
Yeah, we both felt cheated when the Stanley Cup final didn't go to 7. It didn't matter if the Panthers were the better team. We felt robbed of a Game 7. Nonetheless, time for cinema. And to show them that, yes, we have 2 small market teams that's going to fight for the ultimate prize here in a finals that's been one to remember from start to finish. We'll see you Sunday. If there's anything else you want to add on, Ian, go for it.
No, sir. I think we're good to end it off where we're at.
All right. Get ready, because everything is about to come down to the wire. All it takes is one win. Alongside Ian Genge, I'm Alex Nava saying so long from Indianapolis and good night.
Peace out, ladies and gentlemen.